guess I should really put my video on if I plan to go live. Hello, nobody. Nobody's on yet. That's okay. This is an impromptu live stream. One person watching. I like it. You get that notification that says Matter3D is live. And you say, oh, I got to check this out. Especially when he puts, for the title of the live stream, Voron Trident Pride. What the heck does he mean by Voron Trident Pride? You're going to find out as soon as I get more people watching. We have comments. Duff is first, James Grader is second, and Paul Cumber is third. Hello, guys. Just decided, Maria said to me tonight, go live, I'll watch. So I said, okay, I'll go live. Hey, Duff. So I've been thinking today, as you know, if you were on my stream last night, as you know, I have a stack of Matter3D ABS to try out. I have orange, green, purple, red, gray, which is kind of not in my plan, but I have white, which I don't think I would do. But anyways, and then I have some yellow that I've done some yellow parts in. So I got thinking today. And then I'm getting some sparkle blue sent to me from the good guys at Matter3D. But I was thinking today, I have, hence the title of my video, my stream, I have orange, I have yellow, I have red, I have purple, I have green. Why stick to one color? Why stick to two colors? Why stick to three colors? Why stick to four colors? Why not do the Voron Trident Pride? And let's just do a rainbow of colors within this Voron. I don't know if I've ever seen that done. But why not? Why not? That would be fun. And then I'd know that I could call it the Pride Voron. I'm a proud guy. I'm a proud guy. I support the Pride movement. So I'm like, yeah, why not? Let's do it. Let's do that. And that way I can test out each of these, well, mostly each of these colors. So Paul Cumber, so you're saying, how are Tronxy Cruise 1 mini 3D printer? I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. But I will share something with you. I was in conversation with a gentleman today. I think it was a gentleman. Anyways, let me open a window up over here and let me go to Amazon and let me look it up. These folks are going to be sending this to me. They reached out to me and I said, sure, I will give this a try. But I said, I will give it an honest review and build it live on stream. Let's just see. It is called the, let me do a search here, see if I can find it on Amazon in Canada. This guy right here. So it's called the 10 log. TLD3 Pro. It's an IDEX printer. There we are, IDEX printer, 2-color. It is a 300. They've got inches, but it's 300 by 300 by 300. And let me confirm the bed size of this thing. They're going to confirm tomorrow. If I'm pretty sure it's going to ship probably tomorrow or the day after. It is a 300 by 300 by 350. So I already see something on it I don't like, which is fine. I mean, these things can happen. And this looks like it's a $7.99 Canadian. You can apply a $100 coupon, so $6.99. So $700, which is not bad for an IDEX if it works. And you can probably guess what I see that I don't like on it already is look where those. So number one, I don't know where the filament's going in here. Well, obviously it's going into the top of the extruders there, but those cables hanging off the bar like that, when that, I don't like that. So already one thing I don't like about it. And there's different pictures that show different ways, but the way they've routed that, anyways, that's not for me to like or not like. Stop, I don't want sound on that. There we go. But we'll give that an honest go. It'll be the second IDEX I have. The first one I have, of course, is my FlashVerse Creator 3, which is enclosed, and this is not an enclosed IDEX. So anyways, I just thought I'd share that. So that's happening. Don't know when. It'll probably be after the Trident build. So yeah. But anyways, Maria said pop on. I said, yeah, I'll pop on. What the heck? It's a snowy night here. It's not like we're going to go out and frolic in the backyard or anything. It's snowy here, and it's cold. We're having a real taste of winter here. But the Tronxy Cruise 1, let me see. Let me have a look at that, Paul. Let me Google that and see what it looks like. I've not heard of it. TRONXY CRUX1 Mini. Mini. If I could spell, it would be better. There it is on AliExpress. Is it just on AliExpress? There's Tronxy 3D printers. Here, let's share the screen and see what I'm looking at. They have a Halloween party going on, but 3D printers. What are we looking at? The Crux one. Where is it on here? Crux series, right here. So the Crux. Okay, so it's a cantilever. A cantilever alone. She's so pretty. Sorry, I couldn't resist that. Crux one Mini. PEI Mini 3D printer, 180, 180, 180. Okay, so it's the same size as a Voron 0.1, 180 by 180. Little smaller than a Kingroon KP3S. Now we are looking Canadian 233.72, so you're looking what, about $180, maybe 180 to 200 US dollars. Plus, Kevin Kidd, hello, and from Dima. Well, hello, Kevin. Kevin, look at my face right now. Watch, look straight into my face and watch this. 25. Guess what? You're going to come home to this stuff, buddy. Anyways, wait. Thanks for popping in, Kevin. I appreciate that. And I loved your videos from your dive trip. I'm so jealous. I'm so jealous. I want to go on a vacation so bad. But yeah, that was awesome. And you're a demon now in Florida. Gosh. I mean, tomorrow, you come home tomorrow? Ooh, you come home just, oh, well, hang on. Nice raspberry. You like that, eh? And I have another raspberry, but it's a little board about this big, and it's Raspberry Pi, but not the kind you eat. If you're coming home tomorrow, you're coming home just in time for a really freezing cold freaking weekend. So, but after a trip like you've been on, you kind of deserve it, especially when you're throwing around stuff like plus 25 in Orlando, and I'll tell you how cold it is here right now. But anyways, hopefully somebody shoveled for you, because we had quite a drift of snow. So yes. So now, Paul, to answer your question, I don't know much about it, but I would look at it. It looks like it's a direct drive. Have you thought of the, I don't know much about this, but have you also thought of the Kingroon KP3S? I think it's close to the same price. It's a little bigger build volume. The thing I don't like about the Kingroon, which I will be discussing when I get my video ready for the Kingroon, is it's got that separate power supply. Now the KP3S Pro, which is a newer version, they've built in the power supply, because I think they've got a lot of negative. Any of the reviewers, I know Sam Prentice just did the review on it, and he actually built a little modification where the power supply and everything goes underneath. There's advantages to having a separate power supply. There's disadvantages to having a separate power supply. Teach their own, in a sense. I don't like it. I like to have the power supply built in. So that's probably why they released the KP3S Pro. And yeah. And then they have then of course they have their larger ones, which are all built-in power supply. So we will need to chat about a printer, Kevin. You got to come over and see my studio setup. You haven't been here in a while, so you got to, when you get home, come on, let's get together, let's chat, let's do whatever. I have your big stickers ready, you know, I really do. So I got to get those on your door, but it's freaking cold right now. But anyways, This isn't a business stream. This is a DWIT 3D stream. Anyways, we last night we decided to start printing some of the red parts for the Voron for the build that we're starting on Sunday, and we are printing it in the Matter3D ABS Matte ABS, and boy, the prints are beautiful. And we just fit. Hey, Zelter, how are you, my man? Wow, I'm kind of pumped tonight for some reason. I don't know. I just finished dinner. I had a Boston Pizza pecan salad. So it's like you got pecans, you have spinach, you have romaine, you have cheese, you have I said candied pecans, cheese, bacon. It was so good. Definitely, Kevin. I want you to come over and see this when you're back. But we finished last night. Last night on the stream, we started this print. So some more parts for the Voron Trident we're building, and these things printed beautifully. Like I know I said this about 12 times on the stream last night because I watched it again today, but I'm digging this matte finish on this filament. So let's pop these off. You ready? You got to like this sound. Oh, that's just like music to the ears. Oh, come on. Oh, hey, Ricky B. Oh, whoa, look at that. We're all loose. Now, I heard somebody told me I actually managed to keep these all away from the little flaw on my plate. Now, I just noticed this, and I don't know. Oh, man, these parts are beautiful. Oh, but I've got a little bit of a white, and I don't know what that's from. That's from the bed. Now, from what I understood, though, you can just take a heat gun, and that'll basically get rid of that, is what I've been told. So I don't know if I want to do it with a torch. Maybe I'll grab my heat gun in a second, but holy crap. Let me put two of these parts together that actually go together. And I think it's these ones here. And this one, is this the right one? Yeah, it is. How do my tolerances go here? I think we're okay. I think this is meant to be a tight fit. Oh, no, I don't think that's the right one. I think this is, no, that's not the right one either. Hang on. Is this the right one? That's the right one. There we go. Yeah. Oh, man, they look good. And these pieces just feel like they feel silky smooth, kind of sexy. I'm sorry, I'm kind of making out with my Voron parts here, but man. Okay, so I got to clean up. I mean, yeah, because it's a smooth PEI sheet, you can kind of see my first layer lines, but that's good squish, good first layer squish. But man, the edges are smooth as silk. This filament is awesome. Really, really awesome. Now the insides, in other words, the top layers, they're not bad. I'm not using ironing. So, and I'm slicing these with Prusa slicer. So, I mean, they're not bad. They're pretty decent top layers. I could probably improve them a little, but hey, these are nice pieces and they are strong. Okay, and they're supposed to be food safe. So now these two should pop together nicely too. Let's just make sure that we're going to actually, yeah, so these two pop together nicely. They'll be screwed together. These are the AB back drive. I don't even know what they're called. They're for the gantry, for the AB gantry, for the AB motors and stuff. So, but you know, so we've printed these in red. Now I think I want to pop out and print something else in another color. I want to kind of build a pride printer. So skirt should come off nice and simple. Look at that. Look at that. I just pulled my skirt off without any hesitation, without any difficulty. We'll give this another, give the skirt, we'll give the bed a squirt. We'll give the bed a squirt after I pull off the skirt. And give it a wipe, a little bit of a swipe. Interesting that the when you and it's probably the heat or something, but you can see little bubbles left over on the bed. So it's almost like it's causing little bubbles on the bed after you pull off the parts. I think that's just the heat coming up and you pop it but it's still quite smooth. I don't think it's going to affect the printing surface, but anyways, we'll see. Material could be good safe. Unfortunately, the FDM process isn't the food safe. I know what you meant, Duff, but yes, and that's what we discussed last night, Duff, is that they call it food, and I'm going to have that discussion with, because I actually know the formulators of this material, and I'm going to have that discussion with them. Let me put this bed back in. We're going to have that discussion, and I'm going to say your site says it's food safe. Now, filament can be food safe raw on the roll, yes. But once you heat it up to 255 degrees and push it through a nozzle, is it still food safe? I want to find out, is your filament still food safe after printing? Can I print a bowl and eat cereal out of it and be safe? Not that I ever would, but, you know, we all know what that is. So let's, what the heck? Let's just try a quick, really quick little, just to see. I'm just going to see. I'm not going to melt it. Oh, and it does. There we go. Okay, so here, we'll show you. Oh, hang on. There we go. Whoa, it does work good. It's all the spaces left. Yeah. So it did work. So this is something that I've never tried, and it did work. So you can look on that one here. This one in my hand, you can see a little bit of a white, I don't even know what that's caused from, but you get that little white ghosting on some of them. So it does work if you just give it a little bit of a, just boom, just like that. Oh, I got a little bit of a string going on there. And then look, that white is gone. You can kind of see remnants of it, but it's gone for the most part. So that's pretty cool. It's good to know. And it doesn't take much, just a tiny bit of heat on those white areas, and they're gone. And they're gone. Like, gone. Like, see those little white ones above the holes? Then we go just like that, and they're gone. No melting, nothing. Cool. Okay, so we have some red parts printed. Oh, I've got an itchy nose. Don't know if that's a sign of anything or not. Is that the Matter3D? Yes, this is the Matter3D Filament. Mac KC J12345. I'm just going to call you 12345. This is the Matter3D Filament. It's beautiful stuff. I mean, there's my bottom layer. Okay, yeah, you can see the layer lines, of course, because it's on a flat, smooth PEI. There's the sides. Like, you can hardly see these layer lines with this matte finish. Okay, and there's the underside. So these are nice. These are nice prints. I might turn on the ironing. I think these are going to work. I'm not 100% happy with the top layer, and it could just be a setting I have in Prusa Slicer that I should change. But these are still usable parts. Hey, Joe Velasco. Or Mac, LOL. Oh, I'll just call you Mac. That's easier than saying, hey, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll just call you Mac. Sounds good, Duff. Good job, Duff. Check out Steve's last video. He did the same thing, but with a heat gun. Ah, okay. Torch, heat gun, it's going to work. Yeah, but these parts look great. Like, I can't get over how I cannot see layer lines. And I guess that means my printer's really well tuned, of course, because I did it. And no, it's nice, good filament. So we're going to print that. So I'm going to heat up the printer, because we're going to create, I've decided today we're going to make ourselves a Pride Voron. A Voron to be proud of. So I'm going to heat that up 255 to get the filament change done. And I'm going to get the bed started at 100 degrees so that we don't have to wait around for the bed to heat up. We're going to home our extruder, or home our print head, so that we can get that easy access. No shame with giving parts a little heat love, and there is no shame at all in that. Some filaments just do that. That leaves that little white, usually more so on black, but hey, but it cleans up beautifully, and wow. So next color. So we're going to take the red out. So let me switch over here so we can get a semi view of what I'm semi doing. Oh, hang on. Where's my other camera? My other camera is too far away for me to reach right now. Oh, now you're not supposed to be looking there. You are supposed to be looking right about there. This guy is in the way, but that's okay. All I'm doing is taking the filament out of the hot end. And I just do it by hand. I don't need to use the... oh, and the other thing about these Matter3D, I got to show you this. This is pretty cool. With these Matter3D spools now, they are using, and this worked perfectly, no problems at all. But check this out. I said check the, hit the right button, Tim. Check their spools out, okay? They're putting stickers on their spools, which is fine, but check these spools. These are corrugated cardboard, 100%, 1,000% recyclable. Corrugated cardboard spools. I respect that. These are great. Fully recyclable, not a problem in the, I don't want to get a paper cup, but not a problem turning in my spool holder. It's awesome. Do you have a Flash Forge Creator? How do you like it? Would you recommend it for printing ABS parts? Joe, I have a Flash Forge Creator 3 sitting right here. As a matter of fact, hang on. I like to back up my words with visuals. So if I go to my floor cam and zoom out, no, not in, out, right here. That's the Flash Forge Creator 3, fully IDEX enclosed printer. That's what I printed the ABS parts for my Voron 0.1, 2 of them, and my parts, 99% of my parts for the 2.4 were printed on that printer. I will say I had a little too much squish on my first layers. Admittedly, they still worked fine though. So I was just too lazy to tweak it. But no, the Flash Forge Creator printed those parts just like it beautifully. I can't say enough about it. Quite happy with it. So this printer you're seeing there does not get enough use out of me. I got to start using it more. It'll do 2-color prints. It'll do mirror. It'll do reflection prints, blah, blah, blah. I just have to actually use it a little bit more. So, okay, let's say, I want to say, so if we're going to do a Pride printer, we've got the red, we've got the yellow. I think the next color we should try from this Matter3D ABS, which is, by the way, I'm loving this filament. And it is very, very reasonable price and even comes with a coupon code for the USA. And no, I do not have an affiliate link and I make nothing by saying this. So I think we're going to print some parts in purple. Ooh, purple ABS. Let's go for it. No problem, Joe. It's not new. Well, it's new-ish because theoretically this camera here that's doing my overhead right here on this screen here, that follows me as well. But I've decided to use it for the overhead camera because this camera is a little better. Now, this camera that I have here, the quality is incredible, Mark. The colors are realistic. Like that red is what that red is. My little Logitech cameras do not do that. And then, for instance, the this blue rag, that's how blue that rag is. The colors are dead accurate. And that little camera is, well, it's hard to see because of the light that's on it, but hey, it's just this little guy right here. I'm not even going to pull it down. Actually, I got a better idea. Yeah, I got a better idea. I'm full of ideas. I'm down here, camera. Come on, follow. Come on. Come on. Here, look at my face. Come on. I think I heard its feelings. Hang on. There we go. I don't even know where I put the box for that. Oh, here it is. This little camera I'm using right now is the best little camera. It has replaced 3 cameras in my system, and that's it right. Okay, you know what? It doesn't like when I have it on follow my face and I shove something up in its lens for close-ups, I have to turn the face following off. That's the camera right there. It's called an Insta360 Link, the AI-powered 4K webcam. It is tiny, but man, it's a good camera. Like, for instance, if you notice how fast it focuses in on everything. Then I take it away and boom, I'm in focus. So there we go. The auto exposure is awesome. So if I hold something black up to it, it automatically, you can see the background gets a lot lighter. And then if I pull that off, I'll start to go down to a really normal flesh tone. Anyways, we are here to put on some ABS purple. We have to print a Pride Voron. I just so glad I thought of that today. And I thought, how am I going to test all these colors for the fine folks at Matter3D? And I thought, let's just print all of their filaments and put them all in the Voron. And let's just have let's just have a circus color, a rainbow. And then I thought, oh, a rainbow Voron Pride. So it's going to be called the Voron Trident Pride. Mark, were you on my stream when I unboxed the next build we're doing? I don't know if you were. One of these days, my man, you got to build yourself a printer, Voron. It is such a humbling and a very exciting experience. Anyways, look at this. I mean, this. Whew, where'd it go? Where'd it go? Where's my? Oh, look at it. These desiccant bags they use. They're massive. Look at how massive, big those are. Anyways, I digress. But look at that finish on that. Look at that purple. Oh, you don't want to focus, do you? Okay, actually, this is a case where it's the blues. This looks more blue on camera than it does in person. In person, this is purple. Trust me, this is purple. And we're speaking Barney purple, okay? For all of you with kids, Barney purple. Ow, Barney purple. You don't want to build a printer, Mark? Hey, 3D Experiments, how are you? Mark, you've got to build a printer. Do you want to build a printer? So let me cut that. Let me feed it in, and we're going to find some parts to print in purple. And it may look ugly, you know. The beauty of it is I can always change my parts if I don't like it. But I think I'm going to like it. Oh, that's a plastic spool. Oh, they're slowly transitioning their spools. I get it. Okay. Got to use up what they got. Okay, we're going to feed this. And actually, yeah, I can. What the heck? That camera view is fine. You guys can watch me struggle here a bit. It's about a 3-foot long feed to get this in here. Okay, come on. Come on down. There we are. There's our purple. Okay, let's get this camera over here. You guys can watch. Whoa! Watch the loading process. Let me switch over to the floor cam. There we go. You can get a little closer. Don't be shy, camera. I'm not going to bite you. I might. I've been known to bite things. Kevin Kidd, Roy Gibb of Roy, ROYGBIV, Roy Gibb of build. You didn't see the unboxing. Well, it's all the stuff that's right. I believe it's camera view 4. No, it's not that. I got to go to this camera, and I think it's camera view 3. So all these boxes you're seeing back over here, that's all for the next Voron build that sponsored by LDO Motors and Sparta 3D, who sent me the kit. Full disclosure. Back to here. A little nibble. Kevin Kidd, I've got either that's Roman numerals or... Anyway, we'll figure that out. That's good. You keep me thinking. Keep my mind going. Okay, so let's go ahead and load the filament in here. So we've got our little lever popped open. This will be the same hot end I'm putting on the... I'm going to put the stealth burner on the... and then we'll feed a bit. I'm going to put the stealth burner on the Trident, but it's going to have a Dragon high flow hot end on it as opposed to a Revo. They offered me a Revo or a Dragon high flow. I said, let's try the Dragon high flow. I've never done it, and if I don't like it, I can always switch it out to a Revo. So let's go ahead and extrude, and there we go. Out with the red. Oh boy, there's a lot of red there. And out with the red. Oh, mind you, it's a red light that's shining off my LED on the bottom there. So we're going to extrude one more. So we're going to extrude 100 millimeters. And we are into the purple, no problem. Okay, now we're going to cool our hot end down to, I'm going to go to 175 just so we don't have any drippage. And then I'm going to take my brush. Where's my toothbrush? There it is. And I'm going to just get any excess off the hot end. I'll leave that here for now. Because when we go through our setup procedure, I do not want any filament sticking out of the nozzle to give a false reading on the Z probe. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet, rainbow. Oh, indigo, violet, rainbow colors. Oh, cool. I don't know if I have all those colors, but we're going to definitely give it our best shot. It's going to be a mishmash. I'll either be the joke of the Voron community or people will say, oh, that's cool. So does red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet sound better? Roy Gabig. I like an acronym that you can actually say. Building printers would be fun and easy. I love puzzles. I also fix and also assemble. You'd be great at building a Voron, I think. I mean, heck. I always say if I can build one, anybody can build one. So there we go. We have our filament loaded. Let's get this door out of my elbow. There we go. Let's switch back to my pretty face. Hi. And let's find the parts we're going to build next. So, hey, Cheetah Kid, how are you, my man? Nice to see you here. Thanks for being here. We are just going to print some more colors. I'm going to have to repeat this so many times as people pop in, but we're building a Pride Voron. Next one, I've decided on my colors. That way I can show off more filaments than I need to. And we are going to make this Voron a Voron like you've never seen before. I don't think anybody has done what I'm going to be doing, but possibly somebody has, and I just don't know it. You're following me again, aren't you? Yeah. Here, my clock fell over. So that's still keeping good time. 25 after 6 almost, 7:22. Oh, yeah, after 7. That's keeping great time. I love that clock. David Wilson, if you're out there, thank you again. And I'll thank you every time I see you. Doc sold a 2.4 prints cart printed with his spool ends using his palette. Oh, cool. Now that would be good. Okay. Speaking of that, let me get something, and I want to ask. Okay, stop. You want to follow me, don't you? Stop. Turn that off. There. Oh, no, not on. Off. You can't sleep 1:22 a.m. I guess I'm your what's it called when you can't sleep? It's called insomnia. I guess I'm your insomniac entertainment. So what do you guys think? Let me get something. Where did I put it? Where did I put it? Whoa, dude, where did you put it? Where did I put it? I kid you not. Okay. Oh, there it is. I have had this sitting around for almost 2 years. Would you guys like to see this hooked up to the Voron? Okay, it's got my business address on it, so I don't care if you see it. So would you guys like to see me attempt to get this working on the Voron 2.4? That might be kind of cool. And that triggered it when you said that, Duff. That's what triggered me to think, yeah, I got this. I should use it. It's not the 3, but it is the 2, and it has the upgrade on it, so it's got all the latest stuff. So I'm thinking maybe yes on the Voron. Oh, there it is right there. And for those of you who like technical stuff, there's the inside of it. And all the updates have been done. And it replaced most of these parts all throughout here. It's got a new splicer and all that when they did the update. Not as good as the 3. But will the 2 work with clippers, Excelter? Will this work with clipper? Maybe it's good that I've got this one and not the 3. Anyways, I want to hook that up. I want to get that used. And I thought, what a better machine to put it on than the Voron. So when you say the 3 won't work with clipper, I'm going to assume that the 2 will work with clipper. So we'll see. Splice mode would work, I guess, if you just want to create filament after filament. But yes, okay, well, I got sidetracked. I'll research it and see, and if it doesn't, then I'll hook it up to Prusa or something. But I really want to start getting to use it, or I can even just use it on its own to make multicolor filament, I'm sure. But it's been sitting around far too long, not being used. I can't remember the last time I used it. I do have. Maybe I don't have any prints that I did from it, but it works really well. I just got I stopped using it when I started my Do It 3D channel, and I intended to use it on my channel for the longest time, and we're coming up to 2 years on Do It. So hey, Collie05, how are you, Collie? So let's go ahead and look. I'm going to just find the parts. So we have our dry frames, all our dry frames printed. So let's go back to the gantry. Here, I'll pull this over to this screen so you guys can see what I'm watching too, just because it's, it's rude of me to talk about something when you guys can't see it at the same time. So all I'm doing is looking at which parts I want. So AB drive units, those are the 4 parts we just printed right there. Our accent parts are already printed. So if we go back to the gantry, what are the front idlers? Front idler A by 2. Let's see what that looks like. Yeah, there we go. Why don't we do these in purple? Why don't we do the front idlers in purple? Got to print them anyways. 2 front idlers A and 2 front idlers B. 2 front idle A and 2 front idle B. Let's pull that away over here. Let's go ahead. Let's for fun just see if we get a better top surface. Let's try these in Super Slicer, just to see. There's a customer job I did before, so let's go ahead and do that. Let's pull in the front idler A. Let's pull in the front idler B. And let's take the A and go 2 of those. And let's take the B and go 2 of those. Okay, I don't want them in the middle of the bed. How do you get there? I want them spread out. There, that's better. I want to avoid the middle of the bed because I got that little mark in the middle of the bed. I just don't want, Okay, so that's fine. We'll print these. On our print settings, we're going to do our standard Voron print settings, which I think this is set at 4 perimeters, 5 top, 5 bottom. Wall thickness 0.8, of course. Slicing, we have 0.2 millimeter, and we have, holy crap, there's so much stuff in here. And as long as I'm at 40% gyroid infill, we're good. And I need my, where do I find that again? Is it under slicing? I always have trouble finding stuff in Super Slicer. I'm looking for my volumetric flow, and I think that's under filament. Extrusion multiplier right there, 0.98, I believe I'm using. And we're good there. We're at 255, and the bed we're going to do 100 and 100 because we're running the ABS Matter3D ABS. Close you off for a minute. Oh, look, it's Excelter with that link. I'll look at that in a second there. And printer settings, we should be fine. I don't need to name my tool. I never really had to name my tool as long as my nozzle diameter is the right size. So I'm going to guess, and I guessed within 3 minutes of the last one. So this one I'm going to guess is going to be a 2 hour and 15-minute print. We'll slice now. No errors detected, and it is going to be a 2 hour and 23-minute print. I was 8 minutes off this time. Okay. We can't all be perfect. Let's go ahead and send that, and these are called, what did I call these? These are called, oh darn, because what I didn't do is I didn't start a new window here. So, and these are from the gantry, and these are the front idlers. So these are all front idlers. So we're going to call this back over here, front idlers. Purple. It doesn't matter. I don't need to put the color, and we will upload. There we go, and let's minimize that, and it should be here now. Come on, get in there, front idlers. Show me you're there. Boom, 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 pop, 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 right there, front idlers, and we'll print. And we should start up pretty quick here because the bed's already up to temperature. Just going to give that nozzle one more quick wipe. There we go. And my clock fell over again. Oh, dang. So let's actually switch to this camera. I do have a little bit, just a little bit. There we go. A little bit of filament sticking out of that nozzle. Okay. And we're going to start up through our startup procedure. So if you haven't seen one of these run before, if you're still on here, and Mark, you're probably still on here. This is said it's going to go through a startup procedure. So right now what it's going to do is going to do a quad gantry level. So it's going to measure, it's going to pick up the probe. It's called a clicky probe. And it's going to measure all four corners and make sure that the bed is level on all four corners. And it levels the bed on all four corners to within 1/100th of a millimeter. That's pretty damn accurate. Sorry, I said the word damn. I didn't mean to offend anybody, but beavers build them all the time. Sorry, I said the word beaver. I got to be careful. This is a family-friendly show. Sorry for the excess noise. I'm putting my red filament away. There we go. And we're printing with the purple. So it's going to go around again because the tolerance on that one was 0.02. It was 2/2 of a millimeter, which it doesn't like. It means it's not good enough. So it's very, very accurate. Mr. Kevin Kidd, we can build you one of these. This is the ultimate printer. There we go. Our tolerance right now is 0.002 millimeters. So that's a pretty level bed. So now it's going to home itself again. It's going to go pick up the probe again, and it's going to do what's called a Z calibration. So it's going to calibrate the distance that the nozzle is from the bed so that when it starts the print, it's going to be a perfect first layer. I don't have to touch a thing. So now what's going to happen, it's going to measure, right now it's going to measure the nozzle to the Z probe. So it's going to touch the nozzle right just about, there we go. I should bring this camera a little more on front. Right about there. It touches the nozzle to the Z probe. Now it's going to touch the probe body to the switch. And I have put in the software. It knows how far you have to push that probe before it actually clicks. Now it's going to come down and it's going to push the probe to the bed. And it does a whole crap load of mathematics behind the scenes. It says, okay, we need to have this nozzle this close to the bed to have a perfect first layer. That'll work. So now that that's done, it's going to do what's called a mesh bed leveling. So it's going to measure the bed mesh. It's going to probe the bed in 25 different spots. and it's going to allow for any minor inconsistencies in the bed. So it'll be a perfect first layer from corner to corner on this bed. And some people are going to say, and I've had some people say, man, that's a long startup procedure to start up before every print. But you know what? You're going to get good prints every time. So I'd rather have a long startup procedure that really doesn't take too long, especially when I talk through it. I'd rather have a long startup procedure and really good looking first layers on my prints than have a short startup procedure and say, crap, I have to start it again because yada, yada, yada. So anyways, the thing I'm guilty of most is not cleaning my bed enough. And I did clean the bed just before this one. So I'm excited to see how this purple looks. I'm excited to see how this printer is going to look with a whole variety of colors for all the parts. Exciting. This is the yellow. Most of these are already printed. I've got all the yellow parts printed. This is not one of the actual parts, but that's just to show the color of the filament. So we have yellow, red, and purple so far. I think we're going to do green next. Green and then orange. Now, if I could just get one of those drag chains. Oh, that's kind of funny, a drag chain. Pride. Anyways, if I could get a drag chain and get each one of the links different colors, would that be cool or what? So you have, you know, like a red, green, yellow, blue, orange, red, green on the drag chain. That would be cool. Streamline the startup and avoid all the loading and reloading of the clicky. I guess I could, Chuck, couldn't I? I could. All out 1977. Depends on the size you get. Because they come in different bed sizes. Like the 2.4 comes in, I believe, a 250, a 300, and a 350, I believe. I think in US, you're looking anywhere from, what, $900 to $1,400, $1,500 US, I think. In Canada, this particular printer you're looking at right now in Canada is around, the way it's configured, the LDO kit is around $2,000. Maybe 1,900, 1,800, 19. The one I'm building, the Voron Trident, which I'm starting on Sunday, I believe is selling for 1,900 and something in Canada. Now in the US, and these are the Voron kits, and people self-source these kits and save money, but you got to look at the self-sourcing thing. If you self-source all your parts, you're going to be buying parts from various different suppliers and paying various different shipping costs. So whereas if you buy a kit, it's all done for you. So here we go. We are purging. Oh, I like the purple color. We're purging the purple. And we're going to get in a little closer here as we print our first layer. There we go. So something happened. Did I hit pause? What did I do? Oh, there we go. Oh, it was what did we call it? Balancing out the heat. There we go. I thought I hit something. It just paused. And I just double check, and yeah, that first layer is perfect. I don't have to do a Z. I don't have to adjust baby step. Nothing. I mean, that is perfect. So we can watch that print away. Most of the kits from China, yeah. That's why. And so personally, and I'm not being biased here at all, because these are my own words. Even though LDO has sponsored these builds, along with Sparta 3D, and you guys, it's full disclosure, I didn't pay for the Trident kit we're going to be building, and but I like the LDO kits because they give you little it's all the little extras they do. All the wiring is pre-done, so you don't have to strip wires, you don't have to crimp wires, you don't have to do any of that. All the wiring's done. They give you a crap load of extras. Like, okay, I was showing people before. This is just probably 80%. All this you're seeing in here, those are leftover screws, bolts, nuts, washers, spacers, shims. Those are leftovers from my 0.1 builds and my Voron 2.4 build here. This is all the extras they give you. This is all spare parts, and it's incredible. I'll never have to buy another bolt or screw or nut for a long time. So they give you a lot of extras. They give you quality parts. They're LDO motors, which are very popular and well-known in this industry, and as well as many other industries. They're really good motors. They give you great linear rails. In this kit that both kits, my 01 kits and the Trident kit, they are Teflon-coated lead screws, which don't need lubrication, which are awesome. So it's just these little things that they give you that make it worth the extra little money that you're paying for their kits. So now those are good. I actually should close these doors because we're running ABS. We want to run ABS on an enclosure, so I'm going to close those doors. The other plus about the Matte, and I'm going all over the place here, but what the heck? The other plus about the Matter3D ABS is that very low odor. I can't smell an odor coming off of this filament at all. Doesn't mean I want to stick my head in the chamber and breathe it for an hour, but the fact is that there's no odor, no visible odor in the room. But I will still, after I reprint my Nevermore, I don't know if anybody saw this from last night, but I learned a harsh lesson that you don't print a Nevermore filter in PLA. It was a dumb mistake on my behalf, but you don't print it in PLA because it's sitting below a 110 degree or 100 degree hotbed. Things will tend to happen. So yeah. So we're going to be reprinting this in ABS. That was kind of one of those where you go, oh, like that. And it's like, why did I do that? So anyways, we're going back. I was saying that there's no odors coming from that filament. And I'm just going to show you, I believe they still have it on their site. If anybody wants to try their filament. Again, I'm not an affiliate. I don't have an affiliate link. I make nothing from anybody buying from these guys. So this is the Matter3D site here. So the filament that we're running is this one down here. It's the Performance ABS Matte, and there's all the different colors it comes in. So we have, if we go in here, and their base price is $35 Canadian, which is, I don't know, what's that, about $29 US, something like that. It's not bad for ABS filament, for good ABS. And you can use it without a chamber for small parts, but they recommend a heated chamber for larger parts, for sure. And the other thing that I found on here, and I'm pretty sure, where did I see it? On their main page. They have a section down here. Where did I find it? Bear with me. Promo codes. So if you click on this thing that says promo codes, if you're in the Vancouver area, they're offering 30% off local pickup in Victoria and 15% off in Vancouver. And then if you're in the US, look at that, 20% off USA customers with the code USA22. So you get 20% off your filaments with that code, and they do ship to the USA. I don't know what they charge shipping, but 20% off would probably cover your shipping, I would think. I'm not sure. But that's pretty cool. I just realized that the other day that they had that 20% off coupon. Nothing to do with me, no affiliate, nothing. So there we go. So here's our, where's our print going here? 1%. There we go. So according to this is going to take 2 hours and 16 minutes or so. We should be ready 23:47, which is 9:47 p.m. That's about right. 2 hours and 15 minutes or so for these parts to print. The other thing nice about, and you guys all know this, the shipping will kill you. Yeah, the shipping could be an issue. Could very well be. But again, it depends. I've bought filaments from the U.S. It's not bad. But you've got to order. You don't just want to order one roll of filament and shipping, because that will kill you. But it's like when I buy from Prusa, I don't order just one roll. I'll order a minimum 4 rolls from Prusa because it makes it worthwhile for the shipping. So no matter where you're buying it from, you don't want to order just one roll of filament. So, yeah. Future Ender 5 Plus is 1 week old. Oh, wow. Where was I going? Oh, the other feature, I don't know if you're still on here, Mark, but on Clipper, this is so cool. So I'm printing 4 parts right now. to each of two parts. If I have one of these parts start to fail, I can click this little button right here. I can go ahead and turn off any one of these parts. So let's suppose this one here is failing. I can click that and say exclude object. And what will happen is it won't print that. It'll just ignore that when it'll go on and print the other three. That is an incredible feature, the exclude object feature, especially if you're running multiple items on a bed. Because how many times have you had multiple items on your print? One of them fails, and it causes a massive mess to the rest of your prints. Yeah. That exclude object feature is a lifesaver sometimes. I've used it 3 or 4 times already. I really have, because as I said earlier, one of my biggest flaws is I don't clean my bed enough. And so if I don't have a clean bed and if I've fingerprinted one spot and I happen to have a print going there and it comes off the bed, then the rest of the job is screwed, as you know, and if you don't have this exclude object feature. So I have used it. Not recently, but I have, because I've been I've been kicking myself about not cleaning my print bed more often, and I'm cleaning it more often. So it's hard to see the purple in the camera right now. It's a light purple. Maybe if I raise the camera up a bit. Let's see. I can go a little higher and shine down more. Shine on down. No, it's really, they almost look white or something, but trust me, they're light purple. Can I zoom in and show that even a little better? I don't know. Whoa, and then whoop. Actually, when it's blurry, you can kind of see the purple better. No, it's really hard to see that purple color. Yeah, kind of hard to see that purple color. But believe me, they're purple. So yeah, we're going good. So yes. Do I have some kind of macro to heat up the nozzle in steps as shown in the graph? I don't have a macro to heat. I don't have that kind of a macro, but I do. It's set right now. It's set right now to, if I go to my, and I don't remember exactly where this is set up, but if I go to my printer config, let me make this a little bigger so y'all can read it. Somewhere in here, I think it's under my hot end. Where's my hot end? I know I'm sitting on it, right? Where's my hot end? Extruder. Somewhere. Oh, I'm trying to, not bed heater, probe, no. Somewhere in here I can tell it, and I'm sure I could make a macro like that, but it's basically set so that it only preheats the nozzle to 70% of my final printing temperature until it's ready to print, to avoid all that ooze out of the nozzle during the preprint. I'm losing a word. Yeah. You've used exclude region and Octoprint quite a bit. Yeah. But yeah, during the startup sequence, it keeps the nozzle. I can tell it to say, okay, I want 70% of the print temperature, or 50% or whatever, to avoid all nozzle ooze during the startup procedures. I don't remember exactly where that is. I want to find it because I do want to turn it down a little bit. I don't remember exactly where to find it. Let's see. It's under the extruder, I believe. No, it wouldn't be under the extruder. Max 290 for my maximum temperature. Maximum power 1. Minimum extrude temperature 190. Yeah, it's under here somewhere. I don't remember where. It's in the start G code. Oh, is it in the start G code? Okay. That's going to be down below. Oh, yeah, right. Of course, it would be in the start G code because it's a macro. It's to do with the startup procedure. Duh. Where did I put it? Where did I put it? Let's pause, resume. Here we are. Gina. I'm still learning all this macro stuff and all this. I've got a couple extra homing Z's in here I don't need. And it's like somebody said earlier, I don't have to have the Clicky Pro Park so much, but I'm going to work on that eventually. It works right now for me, and I can cut out those steps no problem. But yeah, I know there's some steps right in here that I can, I can cut out a little. Oh, right there, 80%. Start preheating the hot end to non-ooze temperature. So I'm going to change that to 70.7. So it's 70%. Because it's still, on some filaments, it still oozes a little bit. So there we go, line 600. Look, we cut it at the same time. You have that on your IDEX, goes to 70% when on standby. Yeah, I had 80%. I'm changing it to 70. I think that's going to be fine. Because depending, on a 255, that's going to knock it down to about 60 or 70 degrees. So it'll take it under 200, which is fine. Okay, so we'll save and close that. And then on the next reboot, that'll take effect. Perfect. Oh, and so just to show you guys who didn't see it, there's my bed. There's a height map for my bed from the mesh leveling. And the tolerance on this, the variance on that is 0.104 millimeters, so 1/10 of a millimeter, which isn't bad. I call it my saddle bed because it's kind of got a tiny, tiny saddle shape. But that's not a bad looking bed at all. I've seen better, and believe me, I've seen worse. If and when you ever see my rat rig bed, hey, it's a little bit worse. So, but that's what bed mesh leveling takes care of. So there we go. There we go. Yeah. So the lower we go down is to 0.05, and the highest we go up is up to there, 0.028. There's my low and high points on the bed. Actually, probably go a little lower than 0.25. There we go, 0.68. Down this way. Oh, 0.71. Oh, it's probably over here where we're getting right down to the bottom. Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, that's kind of cool. But we're here to look at this. The light's a bit bright. Let me turn the case lights down or off and see if that makes a difference in the color there. Oh, there we go. You can see a little bit of the purple shining through now with the case light off. Oh, yeah, it looks more purpley even when I'm looking at it in purple person. People worry too much about warp bed. Exactly. With the ABL, it's amazing how good first layer. And that's exactly it, 3D experiments. I don't consider that a warp bed, number one, because we're looking at a variance of 1/10 of a millimeter. But that's what the mesh leveling is for, and that's what the probes are for, the auto bed levels, the ABLs. Mine probes bed in 25 spots. It says, okay, if you're out by 1/10 of a millimeter here, we're gonna accommodate for that in the print. So and so far, I mean, here I've got these. I don't have these spread out corner to corner, but they're spread out in 4 different corners away from the center of the bed, and they all laid down perfect first layers. So, yeah. Now, if you didn't do mesh leveling and you had a bed that was warped a fair bit more than mine, now this doesn't warp much because again, it's an 8 millimeter, 10 millimeter thick bed. So chances of that being warped to a point where it's going to affect your prints majorly is next to nil. But when you're on the cheaper printers, on the Crealis and such, where you have the 3-4 millimeter thick heat beds, then yeah, you're going to have issues with the warping. But that's where the ABLs come into play. And some people don't believe in ABL. Some people believe in just manually leveling the beds by the screws. But then if you don't have an ABL and you have a warped bed, you're going to have issues without shoving Captain tape or whatever underneath your bed to make up for all the warped areas. But yeah, I'd never go without mesh bed leveling. I mean, why would you? So I've been at this long enough. I think I deserve some opinions, and I'm voicing my opinions to my minions. That's funny. That rhymed. Your VZ Bot 330 conversion is still using the stock trunksy bed and it's bad, but ABL makes it work. Exactly. Yes. That's the whole purpose behind ABL. Now they have you don't need a probe to do ABL. You can have there's the manual ABL now that's in, I believe, in the Marlin, where it will, you can level your bed at different positions and it'll store those, you can do your Z offset at different positions and it'll store those. I forget, I think that's called manual ABL or manual mesh, something like that. It's been a while since I've played around in Marlin. I want to clipperize everything. I really do. I don't know if you can clipperize a Prusa. I don't know why you couldn't. I guess you could. So, let's see. I need to, I think I need to lengthen my reverse Bowden going in there. Like, I'm not quite comfortable with, it's working. I shouldn't complain. It's working. It's working. Supposedly, what voids the warranty? Use the ABL Pro on all your printers. That's from TH3D, yeah. What voids the warranty, Jeff? The manual mesh leveling would not void the warranty because you're not doing anything to alter the... You're not doing anything to alter the printer. All you're doing is doing you're doing your paper test in many different locations on your bed. Is that lifting, or is that just me? No, that's fine. It's just the way it's supposed to go. I always see that little spot like right here, and I think right there, and I think, oh man, is that lifting? But no, it's because it's a curved piece. Oh, when you clipper the Prusa, okay, well then that I can understand, yeah. But mine are all out of warranty anyways. Yeah, and of course you clipper the Prusa, you're not going to be able to phone and say, hey, I need support. No, you're on your own. That's going to be the way with anything. Like if I intend to eventually clipperize my FL Sun SR, because I've seen some videos of people that have clipperized it, and man, it makes a difference. And mine's got crappy print quality right now that really can't be tuned without doing something like that. And I plan to clipperize it, and yeah, I then at that point I'm on my own for support. It's me and the community that would be my support team for anything that you do. Is input shaping coming to Marlin? Huh. Creality warranty, yeah, in quotes, which I'm glad you did, is only good when Amazon holds their feet to the fire. They had to respond in 48 hours or I would get an automatic refund. Oh, interesting. Marlin is coming with input shaping. Are they, David? Hey, David, hello, and welcome. And I said every time you come on, I'm going to thank you for that clock again. I'll get over it one day, but hey. There we go. We'll go for another half hour here. We'll chat a little bit, watch these pieces print. I'm not going to stream the entire print process on these, but I will come on tomorrow and show off how they turned out. Yeah. And I'm going to mention this throughout the stream because they gave me all this filament, no charge. They want me to try it out. So right here, let me get rid of that bottle. All of these filaments are all ABS, Matter3D Performance ABS Matte. They said they were going to send me out samples of all their colors. Well, turns out their samples are full 1 kilogram spools of all their colors. So those are the kind of samples we love to love. So yes, wife wants martinis. There you go, 3D Experiments. So yeah, Matter3D, they do have a 20% discount code for US customers. They ship worldwide, and that's what we're trying. And we have already printed some of the parts in the red ABS, and man, this ABS prints beautifully so far. I love it's like a silky smooth finish to it, because I can't feel layer lines and you can't see layer lines because of the matte finish, but it's just like rubbing silk. Not that I rub silk all the time, but yeah, these parts just turned out beautifully. So, and that's what we're running right now on there, is we're running some more parts in there purple. And because I have all these really cool ABS colors, I decided that this next Voron, the Trident, which we're going to start the build on Monday, this Sunday, we're starting the build this Sunday, 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time on Matter3D Canada YouTube channel, which you're on right now. So if you're not subscribed to me, actually, the subscribe button's down here now. I got to get used to going pointing to the left side of the screen. Hit the subscribe button, and you'll get notified when I do go live on Sunday, and we're going to start that Voron Trident build. That Trident build is sponsored by LDO Motors and Matter3D, who sent me the printer. And they're also sending me, Sparta is sending me some more filament, so we're going to be including some sparkle blue ABS in this build somewhere. And it's going to be called the Voron Trident Pride, because I'm going to print a variety of colors, and I'm just going to mix and match, and I'm going to make this thing the most obnoxious looking or the most interesting looking printer you've seen. So Kersey has posted 2 videos of 3 with Scott Lathine. Scott Lathine. Why do I know the name Scott Lathine? Latine. I should know that name, but please refresh me. Who is Scott Latine? I know that name. Is he the guy? Is he Marlin? Is he the guy that wrote Marlin, or is he the guy behind Marlin? I think he is, right? I think that's who it is. There we go, Marlin. Yes, of course. Yeah, I know that name. Yes. I knew that name. My English are good. So yeah, this is why I want, I don't know if I showed some of you guys this, but this is why I want to clipperize my FL Sun SR, because I don't know otherwise how I would fix, unless this is something to do with the belts. I'm not familiar with tuning a, I'm not 100% familiar with tuning a Delta printer. So what I'm getting, and it's hard to see because of the lighting on this and it's white, but you can see that. Look at the really awful surface I'm getting. I mean, it's not awful. Some people would say that's passable, but for me, that is awful. It's not nearly smooth enough. And that's coming on the FL Sun SR. And that's only printing at about 80 millimeters a second. Okay. So now I'm not 100% familiar with how to tune a Delta to get rid of that, whether it's the belts on each of the things, or whether it's the speed, or whether it's a slicer setting. But I'm thinking that that's something that Clipper would correct by doing pressure advance and all those other tuning things. So use Clipper on your DIY Delta. I've heard Clipper on the Deltas are great. Grant's Auto Essentials, hello. Yeah, and I've heard Clipper on the Deltas is great. So I want to clipperize that Speed Racer to make it print a little better, a little nicer. You might test that Spooky. Cool. I like these. This little Spooky guy is great. This guy would be good even though it's not Halloween anymore. This little Spooky thing is awesome. I want to get my Palette 2 hooked up, my Palette Pro 2 hooked up, and I want to give them different color shoes and different color socks, because I can do up to 4 colors with that, right? So, yeah. Anyways. So, yeah. A lot of features the Clipper has. Well, that's good. They got to keep. Clipper is becoming, like, everybody's going Clipper. Like, look at these, the Sonic pad. I think that's the Creality Sonic pad. Then FL Sun has a pad out. BQ has a pad out. I don't know how many pads there are that you plug into your machine to make them clipperized. So Clipper is really making waves lately. And so I really think Marlin has to sort of step up to the plate a little bit. I don't even know much behind Marlin, if it's a non-profit thing, if it's a profit thing. But in a lot of people are switching to these Klipper things and Klipperizing their printers. Whereas if Marlin comes along and does a lot of features that Klipper does, that's going to be really good for the lower end printers, like I mean lower end by I mean the less expensive ones when you're comparing to the Vorons. What that means that you're going to have better results with your Ender 3s, with your Ender 2s, with your Ender 5s, with your you name all those Ender 3 clones. You're going to have better results for people that are new to this. And if they have these features that Klipper has, there's going to be a learning curve, and depending on how they do it, how they roll it out, how easy it's going to be to use. I think they need to get to the point where Klipper is, where we can, if you want to change something in your configuration, I love Klipper for that, because I pop in, I go to my printer config, I change it, I say save and restart, boom, it's done. With Marlin, I have to hook up, I don't even remember the name of the software now. You got to go into it, you've got to change your I don't even remember what their configuration file is called, but you got to change your configuration file in there. You've got to recompile it. You got to put it in the thing. You've got to reflash it, et cetera, et cetera. I think they need to kind of skip all those steps, especially for people that are new to 3D printing and they're using a printer with Marlin, and all of a sudden I have to flash and update and do what? It's like, yeah, I agree. Exactly. The printer config versus the VS Code. VS Code is what I was thinking of there, David. Yeah. Modern boards don't need a second computer like a Pi. Yeah. You get Klipper to work with your printer. That's why I bought the stuff from Big Tree. Yeah. Yeah. Your first Anycubic Mega Zero was a night and day difference after Klipper. No kidding. Yeah. Oh, I have... That's Grant. Since you mentioned that, Grant, I have an old Anycubic. Which one is it that I have? It's not the Mega Zero. It's the sitting down at my office. It's a great little printer, but it could use some TLC. The Arduino program. Yes, Cheetah Kid. It's the Anycubic. I forget. It's like a 250 by 250 build. Anyways, I'm wondering if I could Klipperize my Anycubic, couldn't I? Yeah, it's like a 5. It's about a 4-year-old, 3 or 4 years old. It's one of the first printers I got, and it's great. It does a good job. It prints. It's reliable, but the print quality is So I should try and Klipperize that. Thanks for mentioning that. I didn't really I never thought of Klipperizing the old Anycubic. But why not? And I have a Pi Zero which would work with it. But yeah, we'll see. There's going to be a point where you're going to have the boards, of course. In my opinion, in my limited knowledge opinion, that you're not going to need a Raspberry Pi. That the main boards are going to have the power or the extra MCU in them to run Klipper right off your main board. Just like David was saying, the point is modern boards don't need a second computer, but you need something to, like the big Tree Tech one I have, which is the M9P with the CB1, which I may end up putting in this Trident. We'll see. But that one, the M9 with the CB1 you plug on, there's your main board and I think the CB1 is your little computer, but it's got, you don't need the Pi and you don't need Klipper. It's got everything built into it. And I think come out with boards like that, which I think is the way of the future, which the direction is going. Like with all these little add-on little screens that they're doing, that's all they're doing is they're adding a second screen to plug into your existing computer, but your printer. But now build printers, like this new BQ one that's out. I forget the name of the new BQ printer that's out. I think, was it Sam Prentice that's getting one, or who's going to be doing the build and review on it? It's got Klipper and everything built right into it, right off out of the box. It's in there. So I think that's the way that these companies are going to be going. You're going to see Creality printers come out in the near future, I guarantee, with Klipper built in. Unless there's licensing issues. I don't know. I really don't know. Although with Clipper being open source, I can't see there being licensing issues. So some trunks you might work with Clipper. One printer of mine won't. Okay, interesting. Will Clipper run an IDEX? I don't know enough about it, but can you run an IDEX? Can you run Clipper on an IDEX printer? I don't know how that would work. You can see the purple coming out a little bit now in those prints. Yeah. Now that they're built up a little bit, you can see the purple. You just don't trust Creality. Well, who does? I mean, look at all the things they've done in the last year to build people's trust, quote unquote. So, air quotes. Oh, piece of lettuce in my teeth. Someone is running an IDEX with Clipper. Okay, well, cool. That's good to know. I have a company likely sending me an IDEX to show off. And once I get the build done and yada, 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 that'd be a nice little project, is to Clipperize that IDEX. So we will see. It is, what brand did I say it was again? I forget. It doesn't matter. I closed the window. So I don't know. Excuse me, 18% of the way done through these parts, and they are looking good. Andrew Osmond, $5. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you, Andrew, and welcome. Hello from from Washington State, USA, and your makerspace. Clipper works well with IDEX. Easy config. Good to know, Grant. Awesome. If they do in fact send me this IDEX, which they said they're gonna, I'm gonna definitely, I will try and Clipperize it. It is a 10 log TLD3 Pro. This is the image he sent me right here of what they're sending me, and it's 300 by 300 by 350. And looking at the picture, there's already something I don't like about it, but I will wait and reserve judgment till I actually get my hands on it and see it. So, yeah, that's going to be interesting if that comes to fruition. So, hello, Andrew from the council. Yeah, this is, I'm impressed with this filament so far. I was told I would be impressed with this filament. And yeah, this is great. I still need to get the obnoxious nozzle from E3D for the Revo. And I know it's not called obnoxious. I know it's called obsidian, but I like to call it the obnoxious nozzle. Anyways, because I do have an ABS carbon fiber in this stack here to try, but I'm not gonna ruin a Revo brass nozzle with carbon fiber. I will wait till the obsidian comes to my local supplier, and I will pick up an obsidian nozzle and print with that. So, have any of you fine folks out there used a high flow nozzle, high flow hot end before? And the reason I ask is I'm getting a high flow nozzle. Stop it. I'm getting the high flow hot end, which is going to be the Dragon High Flow from Matter3D. They're sending me that along with the filament that they're sending for this Trident build. And I understand that a high flow nozzle works better with a 0.6 or a 0.8 nozzle versus a 0.4 nozzle, because a 0.4 nozzle, I guess you're hindering the high flow capabilities of a high flow hot end. I'm not 100% familiar with that, but just from what I've been reading. So I'd be curious to know, because if that's the case, I think I would tend to throw on my CHT nozzle. I have a 0.6 CHT from Bondtech, and I think combining a 0.6 CHT with a high flow hot end might allow me to get some pretty good speeds on the printer. But again, I've never used a high flow nozzle before. That's why I said, go ahead, send me the high flow nozzle. I'd be interested to try it out and see. So, yeah. And then it's like, you know, and then if you have a neighbor and their name is Flo, you can, hi, Flo. Okay, that's just a dad joke. That's a bad dad joke. So that's why yeah. You got a 0.5 on one of your printers and it's a hardened steel nozzle, a 0.5. Okay. And Grant says you use a 0.6 on all your standard flow nozzles now. Yeah, I after watching Teaching Tech's video on the 0.6 nozzle, that he made some really good points, especially with the new arachnophobia slicer from Prusa. And I know it's not called arachnophobia. I have names for everything, trust me. The arachnophobia. Yeah. Hey, Mike, how are you doing, sir? Never let the machines win. You want to try the Brazil nozzle? Yeah, $90 is tough. So, no, I do have the Diamondback nozzles that they sent me to try out, and I haven't done that yet. I owe them a stream on Diamondbacks, but I can't put a Diamondback on a Revo. So I can put it on the high flow nozzle, on the high flow hot end. I can put it when I get the Trident done. So I will use the Trident to test out those Diamondback nozzles as well. Yeah, I've been reading a lot about that 0.6 nozzle, that whole 0.6 thing, and I think you meant a 0.6, Grant, as opposed to a 0.06, because a 0.06 would be a really, 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 really tiny nozzle. You would rival. That would make some really nice looking prints, but it would take forever. You've been experimenting with 0.6 nozzles for repetitive prints. Has it been going well? And Cheetah Kid, you got your not, and I know you guys say not 5, not 5 on one of your printers. I think you say not for the 0, right? Not 0.5. Use the volcano nozzle, then Basel nozzle. Yeah, 0.6. I knew what you meant, Grant. I knew what you meant. I just love the name Basel nozzle. Kind of reminds me of Bosley. I don't know if anybody remembers who Bosley is. Anyways. 8:16. We're going to go for another 15, 8:17, 13 more minutes. Throw your questions, throw your comments, throw your thumbs up, throw your thumbs down. Subscribe to me if you're not. Subscribe button has moved. It's a white button down on this side. Unless you're using light mode on your computer, I think it's a black button. But if you're using dark mode on your computer, it's a white button. But if you're already subscribed, it's a black button. But if you're using a light mode on your computer, it's a black button. And if you're already subscribed, it's a white button. Yeah, YouTube. Thanks a lot. Getting close to bedtime here in Southern Ontario. Yes, it is. 10:17, and we change our clocks back. I hope to goodness they stop this clock changing crap. We have to change our clocks back this Saturday. Everybody like that smash button and show your support for the channel. Thank you, Mike. I'm getting a little more vocal on my channel. Some people may call it cocky, but hey, you know what? I think I've earned the right to voice my opinion on certain things now. We've got a lot of fun stuff coming up prior to the holidays coming up. We've got some fun stuff coming up in the new year. It's just awesome. It's incredible how things have been going for me. I want to try and get my subscriber count up in the new year. We'll see, but I need to start putting out more shorter, more precise, more focused videos. I love the live streams, but nobody sits through a 2 to 3 hour live stream. So I have some people say they watch them after the fact. They listen to them in the background, which is great. Already done clock back in US. Oh, you already in the UK. You did. Yeah, last week, wasn't it? You did. We follow the US here. So what I've heard from my US friends, and anybody out there can confirm this, but what I've heard from my US friends is that this is the last time they're moving their clocks. And so Canada, we tend to be copycats to the US for a lot of things. And so chances are, if and when the US does it, stops doing the time change, we'll stop doing the time change a year later. So generally the way it works. Man, those prints look good. Whoa. Yeah, that I'm going to be a fan of this filament. I didn't think I'd like the matte finish, but boy, do I ever like the matte finish. Yeah, and it's food safe. Look, it's not bad. People gave me a hard time or laughed at me last night because I said, no, there's no fumes. I stuck my head in the chamber and said, I can't smell a thing. Isn't it still going to be state by state thing? Arizona hasn't done DST for years. I guess it would be in the States. It's state by state. What's the filament again? I'm glad you asked 3D Experiments. The filament we are running is Matter3D Performance ABS Matte. Performance Matte ABS. It comes in a variety of colors. I have 7 different colors that they sent me here to test. Hence why I'm going to print myself a Pride Voron. I've decided I'm going to go for it. Why stick to 2 boring colors? A primary color and an accent color. Pfft, suck that. Anyways, we're going to do 7 different colors. And so they do have a 20% off coupon. If you go on their page, you look at a coupon link and 20% off for U.S. customers. They do ship worldwide. Don't just order 1 roll and say ship it, because that's crazy. You're going to pay too much shipping. Order at least 4, 5, 6 rolls if you're going to pay for shipping. So there we go. There we go. Is their ABS easier to use than their early PLA? Yes. I know they had a few issues with their early PLA. I think they have solved all those issues. Mind you, I haven't run their PLA in a long time, but you see what's printing right now is their ABS. I'm running it at 255 degrees on a 100-degree bed. I've got no... This is just your typical wham bam with the... I don't remember if this is the PEX or the PEI I have on there, but I've got no adhesion assistance on there of any kind. I just isopropyl alcohol clean the surface. I did steel wool the surface, of course, when I got it. And I'm having no adhesion problems, and it's printing like butter. It's great. This is their matte ABS. I have not tried, but I will try their carbon fiber, which is one of these I have here. But yeah, this ABS is printing really well. I mean, here you weren't around earlier, Mike, but here's the parts that came off of the bed earlier. This is their red ABS, okay, and these are nice and clean. These prints from their red ABS. And this is the matte finish. Oh my goodness, it's so sweet. And then we printed this part. Oh, excuse me, we printed this part last night with the red ABS. That little mark down there, that's a fault I have in my bed. I've avoided that. It's in the middle of my bed. I got a new bed coming, so. But yeah, that's look how, like, that is silky smooth. So, my top layers, that was my slicer setting. So, but yeah, look at that. And it feels silky smooth when it's done, and it is extremely strong, so should be good. Yeah, it's PEI. Is that PEI that I put on there, or is it just so you can tell by the color? This is just a wham bam I had sitting around. I didn't even realize I had it. Brand new wham bam, and I just stuck this on and put it in, and hey, it's not exactly the right size bed. It's about a 290 by, anyways, but it works. And I think I just found, when I was looking for my palette, I think I just found some more build plates over there that I could use. The early stuff needed to be run hot to avoid clogging, and then partway through the print, it would go gooey and had to lower the temperature. Oh, okay. I know they did say their filament had to be run hot now. Did you ever talk to them and complain about that? They are good. I know Eamon and the guys there are really good at listening to the customer feedback. So just talk to them. Yeah, and this stuff is rated. This is rated pretty hot because this stuff is rated to print at 230 to 270. Okay, and I'm running at 255, so I'm kind of splitting the difference at 255, and it's running fine. And it's also rated for 100 millimeters a second. Okay, I'm not going to hit 100 millimeters running small parts like this, but my base speed is 100 millimeters a second on this. You'd never know it by watching this, but because we're peaking at 72. on some parts. But on small parts, of course, you're not going to hit your maximum speeds like that unless you try something bigger. So new one is PEX, much better than PEI. Wham Bam, got it. I think I have a PEX sheet for this as well. I could probably rip this off and let's see. Because I found these and I didn't realize I had them. And that's where I got that from. So let's see what else I've got in here. I've got, so there's another one. And then I have this sheet, which is a, so this says PEI, and then this one here is a PEX. So maybe I should throw a PEX on there, because this will fit. Yeah, that'll fit the one that's on there. And the one that's on there is damaged. And then I've got a spare PEI here. And then actually I've got this spare bed. I don't know if this is too big. I think this was from my, let's see. Oh, no, that'll fit. I think that was from my CR10 Pro that I had once in a while. Now, my friend Richard Cleveland has my CR10 Pro. I think he forgot he has it because he's had it for over a year, but I don't care. But yeah, so I could, maybe I'll try the PEX. You talked to them and you ordered more when they were getting started. Still wasn't your favorite and you wanted it to be. Okay. I mean, talk to Eamon. I'll talk to him as well, Mike. And I'll see if I can get him to send you one of their newer rolls and just to try. I'm sure he will if I talk to him and see if you're having any better luck with it. They're pretty good that way. They really want to get into the hobbyist community. They're big. They're doing really well in the industrial community. They want to get big time into the hobby community. So, okay. So yeah, the bed I have on there, it is the PEI because there's the PEX sheet. I can tell by the cut corners. And if you see the bed that I have on there, it's got the right down there. You see, it's got those little cut corners. So this was the other option that I had to put on there. So that's the PEX one. Oops, PEX. Oops. Yeah, right there. So I think what I will do is I will tear off that PEI eventually and throw this PEX on and see if it works. And then, of course, I got the spare magnet, which I don't need because there was a magnet built onto the Voron bed. So I've got a few options. I've got a few options there with the Wham Bam stuff. So have I ever replaced the PEI sheet on a steel bed? Yeah, I did it on a flex bed for one of my old Q5 FL Suns. It's not fun to get off. It is not fun to get off. 3D experiments, it's not fun to get off. PEX is working on higher temperature, but not much. Yeah, that's fine. I don't mind cranking the bed 5 degrees, 10 degrees. Ain't it fun when you find... Yes, I'm always finding stuff I forgot I had. That's the scary part. Especially from now that I've gotten rid of most of my other printers. Yeah, it's not easy to get off 3D experiments. Slow and steady, patience. And when you do finally get it off, if you do get a corner and you get it peeling, go slow. I don't know what other advice to give you. It's just not, it's not the most fun and be careful you don't slice your hands on the edge of your steel sheet when you're doing it. Okay, no problem, Mike. Yeah, okay. And maybe I'll mention next time I'm talking to him. I won't go out on my way to ask him, but he calls me every couple weeks, so I'll maybe mention a conversation I had with a friend talking about the early PLA, and this friend would like to maybe try a roll of your newer stuff. So we'll see. Eamon's a good guy, so. Man, the thicker those parts get, the more purple they look. You did once on your MK2 ones. Cheaper and easier to buy a new bed. No kidding, right? It's, well, on this one, I could probably turn it over and just stick the PEX on the other side. That might work just as well. You might want to look at that too, 3D experiments. Depending on how bad it is, just use the other side if you can and stick a new one on the other side. Throw it in the freezer. Oh, there you go. May help with the adhesive. Those 3M adhesives, you can't complain about it. 3M makes makes the best adhesives in the world, in my opinion. Just look at their VHB tape, but you can't complain that they stick too well. Not at all. So I have ordered a BQ print bed for this, a 300 by 300 BQ print bed. I love the BQ print surfaces. I had them on my Ender 3 V2s when I had them before I sold them. I had the BQ print surface, and I love it. It's very thin, nice texture to it, and not expensive at all. Like, it was $40 for a 300 by 300. So a really good print bed. This one here, I mean, the middle of this, it was just a, I'm trying to remember. It was, I think what happened is that I had filament on my nozzle when it did the Z calibration, and it calculated it too wrong, and the nozzle just went too far down onto the bed, which is why I'm eventually also on this probably going to put a nozzle brush on the back so that it does a nozzle wipe before it does any of the calibrations. So the smell of a limonene that you used to eat the adhesive off MK2 lingered for weeks. Oh, limonene that you used to eat the adhesive off. Oh, really? I use isopropyl alcohol. It'll actually loosen up the adhesive enough that you should be able to peel it. Now, the other thing, Grant said throw it in the freezer. The other option is to heat it, because the heat will liquefy the adhesive. But you don't want to heat it too much that you're going to cause a warp in your bed. So I don't know. That just came to me. I just thought if you heat it, take a heat gun, because when you remove vinyl from a window in my sign business, this is my sign business, removing vinyl from a window, if it's really hard to remove vinyl, you take a heat gun and it loosens up, it melts the adhesive, and you peel vinyl off with a heat gun. It helps. So it could very well help to apply some heat to your build plate to loosen the vinyl. Just look at those cheap ones that Creality used to put out, where you'd have the magnet lifting off the bed when the bed was heated to a certain temperature, right? So same idea. Heat your PEI sheet up, heat your flex build plate up, and then the PEI might peel off a little easier. So heck, I'll try it. I'll be the guinea pig and try it and let you know if it works. I'll take my heat gun and we'll heat up a corner, or, throw it in the oven, bake it at 350 for 4 hours. No, I'm just kidding. Don't do that. But a little bit of heat doesn't hurt to try. Auto body adhesive remover that works. Okay. How would you know that, Grant's Auto Essentials, huh? I'm just kidding. If anybody knows it, you know it. So. Well, there we go. These parts are printing beautifully. Oh, I love the purple. I wish the purple would show up in the true purple that it's supposed to be. Wonder if it would show up better if I pop this camera over. Let's just see, just for fun. Let's just see what this one looks like. Desktop camera. Let's see. Not really. Nah, it's still the same. That's still the same, but you can kind of see the purple on that, right? Yeah. And then even this other camera probably is not going to be any better. Well, it's not bad. That's the overhead camera for that printer. Too many cameras, I know. But there we go. That's working. Nero uses dishwashing liquid and throws it in the dishwasher. You get the glue off. Oh, wow. Hey, you never know. Steam works well to get the tint off windows, of course, because, yeah, heat. I'll tell you, okay, you mentioned this, Grant, but I'll tell you, I learned this. I saw this years ago. I never thought of it. I had to remove some frosting off windows in an office in my office building for my landlord, who's one of my clients as well. And you like this view better? There's a little trick when you want to remove frosting off a window. You can peel it off, but sometimes it comes off in chunks. If it's been on there for a long time, it can be nasty to peel off. But I learned you take a soap, a water and dish soap combination. You maybe a teaspoon of dish soap in a half a liter of water. Put it in a spray bottle or one of those pump bottles that you use to spray. You spray your You spray down your window tinting or your frosting. You spray it all, get it nice and wet. Then you take something like bubble wrap and you stick it over, and the liquid will cause it to stick to the window. No problem. You don't have to tape it. You stick it there. You leave it for 3 to 4 hours. You pull the bubble wrap off. That frosting just comes off like just whoosh, extremely easy. That saved us 6 or 7 hours of frustrating peeling off time when we did this job. So that's pretty neat. Anyways, that's nothing to do with 3D printing, but what the heck. Couldn't you just heat the bed to 100 and peel off the old sheet off the flex sheet? You probably could. I've not tried that. And I may just end up trying that because I'm going to change this one. So, because there's a little, right, you can even see it here a little bit, right, almost right above my finger, right there is where I damaged the bed. Just near the M and wham. So, is where I damaged it, which was causing, and that caused that little mark, right, that little mark right above my finger right there, which you can barely see, but I can see it. It bugs me. So I'm going to end up fixing that and putting that PEX sheet back on there. 3M makes a general purpose adhesive cleaner. They do, yes. I have a extremely strong smelling spray that will remove anything off of anything, tar, you name it. But I don't like using it when I don't have to because it is disgusting smelling. So you remember that damage mark? Yeah. That's why I'm printing. That's why I'm avoiding the middle of the bed on these parts here. So anyways, guys, it is 8:30. I've been going for almost 2 hours. I just wanted to come on and talk about this filament again and let you know that I'm printing and that I've decided to print a Pride Voron. So we're going to print it 6 or 7 different colors. I think that's going to be fun. It's either going to look really cool or it's going to look really tacky, but I don't care. Bare string steel with Elmer's purple glue stick, that works too. Absolutely. I mean, I've done when I got the when King Rune sent me their flex plate for the KP3S, it was bare steel. And I just tried it with bare steel, nothing. I just cleaned it and printed, and it worked beautifully. It was like a glass finish. But you definitely needed a bonding agent on that of some sort. So, and still use glass. Yeah, I know that Richard Cleveland loves glass from the first layer. He loves glass, my good buddy. So yeah, tacky is cool. Well, this is gonna be an interesting looking printer because I am going to use 5 or 6 colors on this. So what the heck? I don't care. That's me. Okay, so we're going to call it a night. Thank you, everybody who's hung out. Oh, look at that. Just in time for the spammers. Here, let's go. There we go. And you're blocked. Just in time for the spammers. Look at that. I mean, is that timing or what? So thanks, everybody, for hanging out. Check it out. I may be on tomorrow, next night. You never know. We'll see what happens. But we're going to call it a night. And thank you so much. And pop in. And next time I'm on, we'll have a look at these purple parts and see. And we'll print another color and see what we can come up with. So my main goal right now is to get the parts printed that I need to start the build on Sunday. So that's what we're doing. So thank you, guys. Share my stream. Tell everybody to subscribe to me. Trying to grow my channel. Trying to make it a little bit more interesting. Make myself a little more lively, not so boring. I mean, yeah, cutting my fingers and all that, that's exciting, but yeah, it gets boring after a while. So used to do offset printing and really got to like the smell of acetone. Oh, I ran a press for years, Dominic, Heidelberg press, AB Dix. Oh, rubber rejuvenator. Oh, awful. But anyways, there we go. I'm looking forward to Grant, and we're going to start that on Sunday. So everybody have a wonderful night. We will talk to you all later, and thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time for sure. Stay safe and sleep well tonight, everybody, or have a good day if it's the start of your day over in Europe. So talk to you guys later. Bye for now.